Biology, third unit, nutrition. The sum total of all processes from taking the food up to utilization is called nutrition. The sum total of all processes from taking the food up to its utilization is called nutrition. Various components of balanced diet are carbohydrates 60%, fats 25%, proteins 15%, including vitamins, mineral, rogage, and water. Various components of balanced diet are carbohydrates 60%, fats 25%, proteins 15%, including vitamins, minerals, rogage, and water. Carbohydrates. Main constituents of carbohydrates are CHO. Main constituents of carbohydrates are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They are categorized as monosaccharides. Example, glucose. Disaccharides. Example, sucrose, lactose, maltose. Oleosaccharides and polysaccharides. Example, glycose, starch, and cellulose. They are categorized, that means carbohydrates are categorized as monosaccharides. Example is glucose. Disaccharides, example is sucrose, lactose, maltose. Oleosaccharides and polysaccharides, example glycose, starch, cellulose. Its 1.0 gram gives 4 kilocalories energy. Carbohydrates 1.0 grams gives 4 kilocalories of energy. Living cells receive carbohydrate from blood mostly as glucose. Living cells receive carbohydrates from blood mostly as glucose. Excess of glucose is stored in liver and muscles as glycogen, that is glycogenesis. Excess of glucose is stored in liver and muscles as glycogen, that is glycogenesis. When level of blood glucose fall, glycogen of liver is hydrolyzed to produce it, that is glycogenolysis. When level of blood glucose fall, glycogen of liver is hydrolyzed to produce it, that is glycogenolysis. Excess carbohydrate from food is changed into fat through the process of lipogenesis. Excess carbohydrate from food is changed into fat through the process of lipogenesis. Cereals, that is wheat, rice, and maize. Sugarcane, milk, that is lactose sugar. Fruits, honey, beet, etc. are the sources of carbohydrates. Cereals like wheat, rice, and maize. Sugarcane, milk, that is lactose sugar. Fruits, honey, beet, etc. are the sources of carbohydrates. Lipids. What are lipids? Lipids are of two types, simple and compound. Simple, that is example is fat and oil. Compound, example is lecithin and glycolipid. Lipids provide 2 times more energy than carbohydrates. Lipids provide 2 times more energy, that is 9 kilocalories per gram, than carbohydrates. Fat is the major stored food kept in adipose tissue. Fat is the major stored food kept in adipose tissue. Lipase enzyme digests fat and break it into fatty acids and glycerol. Lipase enzyme digests fats and break it into fatty acids and glycerol. There are 2 types of fatty acids. It is saturated, it is solid at room temperature, and unsaturated, that is liquid at room temperature. Lipids are of 2 types. There are 2 types of fatty acids, saturated and unsaturated. Our diet should contain less saturated fats, that is butter, ghee, hydrogenated vegetable oils, etc. in comparison to unsaturated fats, that is simple vegetable oil. Our diet should contain less saturated fats, that is butter, ghee, hydrogenated vegetable oils, etc. in comparison to unsaturated fats, that is simple vegetable oil. Excess of saturated fats in diet may lead to heart attack as they increase blood cholesterol and the disease known as hypercholesteremia. Excess of saturated fats in diet may lead to heart attack as they increase blood cholesterol and the disease known as hypercholesterolemia. Hypercholesterolemia. Human diet should have more unsaturated fatty acids as they cannot be synthesized in the body itself. Human diet should have more unsaturated fatty acids as they cannot be synthesized in the body itself. Such fatty acids are called essential fatty acids. Example: linoleic acid, linolenic acid, etc. Human diet should have more unsaturated fatty acids as they cannot be synthesized in the body itself. Such fatty acids are called essential fatty acids. Example: linoleic acid, linolenic acid, etc. Fat functions as a cushion and shock absorber for eyeballs, gonads, kidney, etc. Fat functions as a cushion and shock absorber for eyeballs, gonads, kidney, etc. Excess of lipids cause obesity, blood pressure, and a number of cardiac problems. Excess of lipids cause obesity, blood pressure, and a number of cardiac problems. Daily requirements of an adult is 50 grams. Daily requirement of an adult is 50 grams. Proteins. Proteins are made up of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Proteins are made up of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. These play a vital role in growth, development, and repair of the body. These play a vital role in growth, development, and repair of the body. Proteins are polymer of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids. Proteins are polymer of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids. Amino acids are of two types: essential and non-essential. Essential, that is 9. These cannot be synthesized in the body and must be taken in diet. That is, example: lysine, methionine, valine, tryptophan, phenylalanine, etc. Essential amino acids. These cannot be synthesized in the body and must be taken in diet. Example: lysine, methionine, valine, tryptophan, phenylalanine, etc. Non-essential amino acids. These are synthesized in the body. Example: alanine, arginine, aspartic acid, glutamine, cytidine, proline, serine, tyrosine, etc. Non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids. That is 11. These are synthesized in the body. Example: alanine, arginine, aspartic acid, glutamine, cysteine, proline, serine, tyrosine, etc. 1 gram of protein may yield 5.65 kilocalories of energy. 1 gram of proteins may yield 5.65 kilocalories of energy. Daily requirement of proteins is 70 to 100 grams. Daily requirement of proteins is 70 to 100 grams. They build up various protoplasmic structures including cell membrane. These proteins build up various protoplasmic structures including cell membrane. Hemoglobin, visual pigment, iodopsin and rhodopsin, and cytochromes all are proteins. Hemoglobin, visual pigments, and cytochromes all are proteins. Blood contains proteins for different functioning including blood clotting and antibodies. Example: gamma globulins. Blood contains proteins for different functions including blood clotting and antibodies. Example: gamma globulins. Main sources are groundnuts, soya beans, meat, pulses, fish, egg, etc. Main sources are groundnuts, soya bean, meat, pulses, fish, egg, etc. Minerals. Metals and non-metals and their salts are called minerals. Minerals like Ca, P, Na, Mg, I, Fe, etc. are required by our body. Metals and non-metals and their salts are called minerals. Minerals like Ca, P, Na, Mg, I, Fe, etc. are required by our body. Vitamins. Term vitamin was contained by C. Funk in 1912. Vitamins are of two types: fat soluble, that is ADE and K, and water soluble, that is B and C. Term vitamin was coined by C. Funk in 1912. Vitamins are of two types: fat soluble, that is ADE and K, and water soluble, B and C. Different types of vitamins, their sources, functions, and deficiency symptoms. Vitamin A. First one is vitamin A, that is retinol. Common source is milk, butter, eggs, fish oil, and vegetables. Its vitamin A function is forms retinol pigments, that is rhodopsin of rod cells and iodopsin of cone cells of eye. Deficiency of vitamin A gives night blindness, that is no vision in dim light. Second one, vitamin B1, that is thiamine. Thiamine, common sources is yeast, wheat germ, peanuts, beans. Its functions: vitamin B1 function is essential for normal carbohydrate metabolism and functioning of nervous system. Deficiency of vitamin B1, that is thiamine, is beriberi, that is weakness of limb muscles. Deficiency of vitamin B1 is beriberi. Third one is vitamin B2, that is riboflavin. Vitamin B2 riboflavin, its common sources is liver, milk, cheese, leafy vegetables. Vitamin B2 main function is part of coenzymes, maintains healthy skin and oral mucosa. Deficiency of vitamin B2 is cheilosis, that is fissures in skin. Deficiency of vitamin B2 is cheilosis, fissures in skin. Fourth one, vitamin B3 is niacin. Vitamin B3, niacin, common sources of niacin is wheat, meat, peanuts, yeast. Its main function is carbohydrate metabolism. Deficiency of vitamin B3 is pellagra, that is swollen lips and pigmented skin. Deficiency of vitamin B3 is pellagra. Fifth one, vitamin B5, that is pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid. Its common source is yeast, milk, groundnut, tomatoes, liver, kidneys, egg yolk. Vitamin B5 functions is main component of coenzyme A, play various metabolic roles, especially in pyruvate into acetyl-CoA for Krebs cycle. Its main function is main component of coenzyme A, play various metabolic roles, especially in pyruvate into acetyl-CoA for Krebs cycle. Deficiency of vitamin B5 is rare due to its abundance. Deficiency of vitamin B5 is rare due to its abundance. Sixth one, vitamin B10. Vitamin B10, that is folic acid. Its common source is liver, green vegetables, banana. Its function is nucleic acid metabolism, maturation of RBCs. Its function is nucleic acid metabolism, maturation of RBCs. Deficiency of vitamin B10 gives macrocytic anemia. Deficiency of vitamin B10 gives macrocytic anemia. Seventh one, vitamin B12, that is cyanocobalamin. Vitamin B12, that is cyanocobalamin. Its main source is eggs, fish, liver. Its main function is promote DNA synthesis, maturation of RBCs. Deficiency of vitamin B12 gives pernicious anemia. Deficiency of vitamin B12 gives pernicious anemia. Eighth one, vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Its main source is common sources is citrus fruits, tomatoes, leafy vegetables. Function, its main function is formation of collagen. Its deficiency of vitamin C gives scurvy, that is bleeding of gums, teeth failing. Vitamin C, it is deficiency of vitamin C gives scurvy, that is bleeding of gums, teeth falling. Ninth one, vitamin D, that is calciferol. Vitamin D, calciferol. Common sources is fish liver oil, sunlight, milk, eggs yolk. Its function is Ca and P depositions in bones and teeth. Deficiency of vitamin D gives rickets in children, that is bent and weak bones, while osteomalacia in adults. Rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. That is vitamin D deficiency. 10th one, vitamin E, tocopherol. Vitamin E, tocopherol. Its common source is leafy vegetables, vegetable oil, cereal grain. Its function is keep skin healthy, maintains RBCs. Vitamin E function is keep skin healthy, maintains RBCs. Deficiency of vitamin E gives destruction of RBCs, reproductive failure. Deficiency of vitamin E gives destruction of RBCs, reproductive failure. 11th one, vitamin K, phylloquinine. Vitamin K, phylloquinine. Common sources is leafy vegetables, soybean oil. Its function is normal blood clotting. Deficiency of vitamin K gives delayed blood clotting. Deficiency of vitamin K is delayed blood clotting. Rogae. What is meant by rogae? It is a fibrous matter present in food. Rogae is a fibrous matter present in food. This fibrous matter cannot be digested, hence do not take part in growth. It maintains water proportion inside the body and stimulates peristalsis of alimentary canal. Peristalsis, that is muscular activity of alimentary canal. Its sources are salad, outer layer of grains, vegetables and porridge, that is dalia. Rogae sources are salad, outer layer of grains, vegetables and porridge, that is dalia. Water. Human body contains about 60 to 80% water. It regulates body temperature by sweating and evaporation. It also helps in digestion, transportation and excretion. This is the biology 3rd unit, nutrition. Thank you.